It's a massive night at IBROX, and Rangers are standing on the edge of yet another iconic European evening. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Light Blues welcome Athletic Bilbao for the first leg of the Europa League quarterfinal, and while most pundits are counting them out, there's a real sense around Glasgow that this could be one of those special IBROX occasions. Against all odds under the floodlights, Rangers are ready to defy expectations once again. Coming into this match, the Scottish side finds itself labeled the underdog, and not without reason. Their domestic form has been patchy, confidence has taken a few hits, and their last outing in the Premiership ended in yet another home defeat, this time a 2-0 loss to Hibernian. That result marked the 5th consecutive defeat at IBROX, something unheard of for a club that prides itself on making their home a fortress. The alarm bells have been ringing loud and clear, and interim boss Barry Ferguson knows it better than anyone. But just when things seemed to be spiraling, a small lifeline emerged. Rangers heading into this high-pressure clash have received a major off-the-pitch boost. Star winger Václav Churnney will be available for selection despite a recent incident that had the potential to rule him out. The Czech international found himself at the center of a storm following the fiery Old Firm derby at Celtic Park. After Hamish Zigerman's dramatic late winner sent the away end into raptures, Churnney was seen on camera spraying water from his bottle towards Celtic supporters seated near the front rows of the main stand. He wasn't alone. Teammate Naden Bahrami was also caught in the act, adding fuel to an already volatile atmosphere. What followed was a brief moment of chaos. Stadium security, Ranger staff, and police officers had to step in swiftly as tempers flared. While no violence broke out, the incident drew criticism, particularly from Celtic's side, who demanded immediate disciplinary action. Police Scotland conducted an investigation, but ultimately concluded that no criminal offence had been committed. That left the matter in the hands of the Scottish Football Association. The verdict, a formal warning for Churnney. No suspension, no match ban, just a caution and a reminder about appropriate behavior. Bahrami, on the other hand, escaped any official action for now. For Rangers, this comes as a huge relief. With the team already stretched and questions swirling around certain underperformers, losing a key attacking player like Churnney would have been a heavy blow. His availability keeps one of Ferguson's most dynamic weapons on the pitch for a game that will demand flair, aggression, and composure in equal measure. The build-up to this European clash has also seen Barry Ferguson stepping into the spotlight, not just as a coach, but as a figure trying to restore belief inside the camp. Since taking over as interim manager back in February following the sacking of Philippe Clement, Ferguson has been thrown into the deep end. The club legend returned at a time of instability, and results haven't exactly improved overnight. 2 league losses in 5 games, including that painful defeat to Hibs, have done little to ease concerns. But in his latest comments, there's a hint that things might finally be turning. "I've got a good idea of what's been going wrong," Ferguson told reporters. "That's why I spent the whole weekend thinking about things, analyzing everything, and I held an honest meeting with the players and the staff. A lot of truths came out, and that's exactly what we needed. I want a team that isn't afraid to speak, to challenge each other, to debate. That's how you build a proper football side." It's a refreshingly direct approach, one that reflects Ferguson's own personality as a player. Gritty, passionate, and unafraid of confrontation. He's not glossing over the team's inconsistencies, especially the stark contrast between their European form and their domestic struggles. On the continent, Rangers have looked like a different animal. Memorable performances against the likes of Nice, Tottenham, and Fenerbahce have shown glimpses of the old IBROX magic. The kind that sends chills down your spine. The kind that makes opponents buckle under pressure. The kind that has carried Rangers deeper into Europe than many dared to hope. Now they face a serious test in Athletic Bilbao. The Spanish side currently sits 4th in La Liga and has been one of the most balanced teams in Spain this season. Technically sharp, physically strong, and tactically disciplined, they'll bring a challenge unlike anything Rangers have faced this campaign. But as history has shown, it doesn't matter who you are when you step into IBROX on a European night. That place has swallowed giants whole. It's seen comebacks, miracles, and moments that have etched themselves into the soul of the club. Ferguson knows that. The players know that, and the fans, they believe it more than anyone. But belief alone won't be enough. That's why Ferguson has promised real changes. Not just in mindset, but in the starting 11 itself. In his pre-match press conference, he made it crystal clear that places were on the line. You'll see tomorrow. When the team sheet comes out, you'll see. When the whistle blows, you'll see. There will be changes, he said, not holding back his frustration. And some players haven't done enough. I'm not afraid to make tough decisions. And one of the names under the microscope is goalkeeper Jack Butland. The shot stopper, once praised for his calm presence, has had a run of high-profile errors that have cost Rangers dearly. Ferguson didn't mince words. While he stopped short of confirming a change in goal, his tone made it clear that no one is safe from the axe. Accountability is now the name of the game. With emotions running high, a packed IBROX, and a season-defining match ahead, everything is set for a classic. Rangers might be the underdogs on paper, but paper never won a football match. But tonight isn't just about redemption, it's about legacy. Rangers fans have long held a deep affection for European competition, and with good reason. Over the decades, IBROX has been the stage for countless unforgettable nights. From the thunderous roar that shakes the foundations of the stands to the electric atmosphere that engulfs the players the moment they step out of the tunnel, there's something different about these games. European football breathes life into this club, and every supporter knows exactly what's at stake when those famous lights come on. This match against Athletic Club isn't just another fixture. It's a chance to prove that the fight is still in them, that Rangers still belong on the big stage. The Spanish side might come with the pedigree of a top La Liga outfit, but what they'll face tonight is something they can't prepare for on paper. A cauldron of noise, pride, and history. Bilbao have talent, no doubt. They play a disciplined, high-intensity game with quick transitions and a physical edge that mirrors the gritty football of the Scottish game. But they haven't played in this kind of atmosphere. Not here, not at IBROX. That's why Ferguson is leaning on more than tactics. He's trying to awaken something deeper in his players. This isn't just about structure and shape. It's about heart. About stepping onto that pitch knowing that every tackle matters, every run is a message, and every goal could define a season. And there's no margin for error. European nights are unforgiving. One lapse in concentration, one moment of hesitation, and you're punished. The Rangers boss has spent the week drilling that message into his squad. Training sessions have been intense, focused, and uncompromising. There's been no hiding. Players have been challenged directly, both privately and in front of their peers. This isn't a time for fragile egos. It's a time for warriors. Ferguson has called for leaders to step up, for the younger players to grow up fast, and for the veterans to remember what it means to wear that badge in Europe. He's also working on tightening up the backline, which has looked shaky in recent weeks. The defensive lapses, especially at home, have become a worrying trend. Set pieces, second balls, even simple clearances have turned into costly mistakes. Ferguson knows that can't continue. Not against a side like Bilbao, who are clinical and unforgiving when given space. That's why we might see a more conservative approach early on, with Rangers looking to stay compact, frustrate their opponents, and then strike with pace on the counter. And while changes are expected across the park, all eyes will be on the front line. The attacking unit has shown flashes of brilliance in Europe, with moments of slick movement and instinctive finishing, but consistency has been the missing ingredient. Churnney's availability adds a layer of unpredictability, and if he channels his energy in the right way, he could be the difference maker. His pace, aggression, and confidence in one-on-one situations could unsettle Bilbao's back four, especially if the home crowd fuels him like they've done with many before him. Then there's Zigerman, the hero of Celtic Park, the kind of player who thrives on chaos, who seems to grow in stature when the pressure is on. Ferguson will be counting on his movement, his flair, and his ability to find space in tight areas. Rangers will need every ounce of creativity and composure in that final third, because Bilbao won't leave many gaps to exploit. Beyond the tactics, beyond the noise tonight, is a test of character. Every fan in the stands knows the feeling, the nerves before kickoff, the rising tension as the clock ticks, the collective breath held during a corner kick, and the explosion of joy when the net ripples. It's what makes football what it is. And for Rangers, this could be one of those nights that gets talked about for years to come. Off the pitch, the mood around the club has been tense but not broken. There's frustration, of course. 5 home defeats in a row is not something this club accepts lightly. Questions have been asked, fingers pointed, and there's been plenty of noise from critics. But Ferguson, for all the pressure on his shoulders, has shown resilience. He's spoken about the badge, about pride, about standards. And while he hasn't sugarcoated the situation, he's also reminded everyone that Rangers are still in this fight. Very much so. He's not interested in excuses, injuries, suspensions, referee calls. None of that matters tonight. What matters is the team that steps out at IBROX, the 11 men who will carry the hopes of thousands inside the stadium and millions more watching from afar. It's about grit. It's about intensity. It's about not backing down. And the supporters, they're ready. And they always are. They'll sing every word, wave every scarf, and push their team forward like only the IBROX crowd can. There's something tribal about it, something primal, or the opposition always feels it even if they don't admit it. The pitch feels smaller, the noise feels louder. Every tackle is a statement. Every goal is a battle cry. As the teams line up in the tunnel tonight, as the Champions League-style anthem echoes and the flags wave with pride, there will be one thing on every Ranger's mind: this is our house. This is our chance. No fear, no excuses, just 90 minutes to remind Europe who they are. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. In what could become one of the most intriguing transfer moves of the year, Rangers have reportedly set their sights on none other than Dimitri Payet. Yes, that Dimitri Payet, the French magician known for his dazzling free kicks and sublime technique, is now being targeted for a potential return to European football. The 37-year-old playmaker, currently under contract with Brazilian side Vasco da Gama, has become the subject of intense speculation following a rocky stint in South America, both on and off the pitch. Sources close to IBROX suggest that the Rangers, board in conjunction with their recruitment team, are exploring a short-term deal that could inject flair and experience into the squad's attacking midfield. While many assumed Payet's move to Brazil marked the twilight of his career, the Scottish Giants appear to believe he still has a final act to deliver under the lights of IBROX. Rangers' interest coincides with internal challenges faced by the Frenchman at Vasco, where managerial shifts and controversial headlines have taken a toll on his status. Under coach Fabio Carrillo, Payet found himself benched in favor of Brazilian star Philippe Coutinho, despite early promises of a potential partnership. The two never truly shared the spotlight, with Payet ultimately struggling to make an impact during the Campeonato Carioca. Adding fuel to the fire, his absence in key matches and lack of goal contributions drew heavy criticism from the Vasco faithful, many of whom began to question the decision to bring in the veteran star. But the drama wasn't limited to the football pitch. In March 2025, Brazilian tabloids were set ablaze by reports of Payet's alleged affair with a local lawyer, a revelation that stunned fans and cast a long shadow over his personal and professional image. At the same time, his presence at Carnival celebrations shortly after Vasco's painful semi-final exit only further alienated supporters, leading to whispers that his time in Rio de Janeiro was rapidly nearing its end. Now, with his contract due to expire in the summer, Rangers appear ready to offer Payet a lifeline, not perhaps a shot at redemption. Could the Scottish Premiership be the unexpected stage for Payet's final flourish? If the move materializes, fans at IBROX might soon find themselves chanting for a player whose career has been as brilliant as it has been unpredictable. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comment section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.